Bouch back with one, Matthias Ekholm. It obviously did work. And then in the clutch, Evan Bouchard finding a way to get it done yet again. Leon Draisaitl caught up with the media post-game with some high praise for Evan Bouchard. Let's take a listen to this one.
What have you seen from Bouchard here the last, we'll say a few months? Like, he seems like he's hit a different level.
Yeah, I mean, he's as good as it gets in the league. He's up there with the Makars, the Hughes. He does it his way. It might not be as flashy as those guys, but he gets it done, and he is one of the best defensemen in the league. Has been for a few years now, and obviously this year I think he's taken another step, which, is amazing to see.
They know how valuable and how good Evan Bouchard is. I talked about it, that it's been nice. I understand you can make your comments here and there. There's been moments, but for the most part, I'm speaking in generalities here, that for the Bouchard slander on pre and post game, I have heard so much less in comparison to previous years. And yes, there was a downturn there at the beginning of the season. There was for basically every Edmonton Oiler on the roster.
That's economics.
That's just the way things go,
there's
people.
A downturn. But
ever since then, what goes down must go up, right? And Evan Bouchard's stock has just progressively risen all season long. He leads the NHL all defensemen in points. He's got a 6-point lead, 6-point gap right now on Zach Werenski. He's 10th in all NHL skaters in scoring, in point production, and we've seen him take ownership of the PK. We see him do this in clutch moments. And the funny point that I pointed out to you guys was that it felt really weird that over 3 weeks where Evan Bouchard didn't play a single hockey game, it felt like he built pedigree, felt like he built some clout. There's a lot of people around the country, Oilers fans especially, going, man, team could really use Evan Bouchard. We do kind of take for granted all these high IQ, unbelievable offensive plays from Bouch, and even he has been much more sound defensively this year. It's been awesome. And now, of course, because I said that, who knows what's going to happen the next 20 games? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
No, it's...
Punisher!
Yeah, the Bouchard experience is a unique one, and
but are you picking up what I'm laying down, or do you disagree?
I'm with you. I'm with you. Look, Bouchard, there are the glaring moments that no one can argue are good, but there are so many moments that are very good. And you live with the bad because it's a net positive, and having the puck on your stick as often as he does makes him an elite player because he can handle it. And look, on the third goal against, it's his miscue. Don't get me wrong, but look, he can make up for it by scoring a goal. He can make up for it by, translating the puck up the ice quickly. And sometimes it's taken for granted that is just a universal skill that all defensemen have. Look, if you think it's universal, look at 25. It's not, it ain't.
That don't grow off trees, people.
It ain't. So, look, Bouchard, if I don't think I would want anyone else on the Oilers blue line, and I'm saying this across the league, if they need a goal with a minute left, whatever, I want him in the blue line. Because he has his also uncanny knack of holding pucks in the zone.
Athlete. I yell it all the time when he does it.
He certainly does, and that is such an underrated facet to those type of moments and comebacks, and don't show up on box scores. So
I hate to do it, but I sat there and watched Canada in those winter games and just went, man, if they had Evan Bouchard, they would be at least, especially in those games where they needed to tie it late. I sat there and went, if Bouch was on this team, I would have no doubt this team was tying this game, because he is the most clutch player we have seen in years. And he wins those games, and tonight was Exhibit A.
100%. Lance Canes in the chat says Bouchard is the most clutch player I have ever seen in an Oilers uniform. And you're right. He does it not just scoring goals. It's keeping the line, snagging pucks out of the air, making a diving effort here and there. And Bouchard's been incredible. There's been some discourse online, recently that Evan Bouchard, is he having a better season than Cale Makar? I would argue yes. Now, maybe at the end of the day, if you take their whole body work and careers, you'd go Makar's the better player. But both things can be true. Bouchard is having an unbelievable season, and I do not think is getting enough Norris Trophy love. I think he keeps this up, especially down the stretch run of the season. And then it's funny, somebody in the chat points it out. Yeah, man, he does all this and even better when they get to the NHL playoffs against the tougher competition in the clutchest of moments when the pressure is on. I love Evan Bouchard.
Well, that's the thing that didn't make sense about one aspect. Yeah, okay, maybe you could have arguments not being on the team. But no defenseman is played in more high leverage games than Evan Bouchard in the last 2 years, unless you're going to say, Aaron Ekblad, that Team Canada could have chosen. You know what I mean? Of available choices, he's been in these situations how often, and is consistently, in these clutch moments needing to make a big play. So, look, there's times he gets lost. If there's one word I have for Evan Bouchard in general that encapsulates it all, it is unconscious. He has this, unconscious quality to his game because the big moments don't get to him because he's got the same type of, body language approach. It's what sets him up for success often in these late game scenarios that can sometimes be his, Achilles heel if things don't go well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I said it a lot during the NHL playoffs last year that, during the regular season, maybe one of Evan Bouchard's worst qualities is that it looks like he's not trying or that he doesn't care because he is just so flatlined on emotion, and that maybe you don't like that during the regular season, but that very no emotion is arguably his greatest asset in the playoffs, in the clutch, in the biggest moments, because you don't get too high or too low. He is just constantly the same guy trying to make the same plays, and that it's hilarious to call that consistency, but it is from Evan Bouchard.
No, but that's him. You know what I mean?
It's almost
who
him.
He is.
He is him. But it's almost apathy. It's almost apathetic. He's almost apathetic to everything where you just sit there and go. And it's funny because the joke is there's not a lot going on behind those eyes. And I think that kind of goes into his favor because he sits there and goes, I'm just here playing hockey. It's awesome. The other thing, too, is
next play mentality.
Exactly, 100%. The other thing, too, with Evan Bouchard is I know he gets dragged for his defensive play, but there's nobody else on this team that is better defensively at breaking up odd man rushes. He is unbelievable in odd man rush situations, the way that he's able to break up plays, kill plays, move the puck up after he kills the play as well. I know he gets a lot of flack for, again, seeming almost apathetic in his own end, which I'm not saying that he doesn't look apathetic in his own end, but you see the little things and then you see the rush situations that he's able to break up. It's very impressive.
I think he defends one-on-ones, and then there's always many people are going to go, Aaron, you're an idiot. Look at this highlight. Look at this highlight. Look at this highlight. You're always going to have lowlights. Bouchard, for the most part, let's just thoroughly, way more good than bad and worth every single penny that the Edmonton Oilers gave him.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.